Hi, my name's Brandon. I'm HIV undetectable since 2015. I'm 28 years old and I live in Queens, New York. I became positive back in 2014. I was living in, I believe it was Spanish Harlem at the time. Not really knowing where my life was at that moment. I was in transition of jobs. I was confused and was feeling rather alone, so I was out there looking for connections and engaging in behavior that probably wasn't the best. I was having lots of sex with people I didn't know, people that I thought I could trust. People tell me they were negative, which in the case that infected me, they weren't negative. I didn't go to the doctors right away because I didn't think I was infected at all. I had no idea until a friend of mine, showed their concern that I wasn't looking healthy. I was looking like I lost a lot of weight, and I was feeling rather depressed. I am a drag queen. That's my main source of income currently. And to be honest, when I was looking this sick, I actually thought I looked pretty fierce in drag, so that's why I probably didn't go as quickly to the doctors, because I was kind of enjoying the thin look. I was feeling kind of, I don't know. So eventually I did go to the doctors, and normal procedure, they took vitals and said, we're going to test you for HIV as well. And it didn't click in my head that, that could have been the possibility of why I was looking this way. I thought maybe it was a cold or something of that sort. So I got the call back to come back in, and doctor said, so how's your life? How's everything? Haven't seen you since, then. Everything good? So it was pretty casual until they said, so your results, we're going to have you go down the hallway, and we're going to have you, speak to the person. They're going to go over your results. So at that moment, I had my friend who told me to go to the doctor. They were with me. And we both looked at each other, and we were kind of like, why are they making me go down the hall when they could just read off the papers what my results were? So I remember opening the door, and the first thing I saw was this chair and a Kleenex box right next to it. So I said, that's pretty dramatic. So yeah, that's when they had told me I was positive. I didn't really react because I'm a type of person that doesn't really cry. I cry in, behind doors. I'm not a person that really expresses too much emotion. I feel like it's something I deal with on my own. So it actually took, quite a few days till I actually broke down and, cried about it. It allowed me to become more public, allowed me to talk about it more easily, because then I felt, okay, I'm going to be fine, I'm going to be fine. And as I talked about it and the response I got about my status and how people were showing their support for me and saying how brave I was, and I got private messages from people that I didn't even know that said, thank you so much for your bravery, and, you're an inspiration. I had other people that had messaged me saying, I'm not ready to come out yet about my status, but knowing that there's people like you out there, it'll make it easier for me when it's time for me. As a drag queen, we're in the spotlight a lot. When you think of the LGBTQIA community, a lot of times you think of drag queens because they're on TV now, they're in movies, they're everywhere. So when you have this platform, I believe it's a waste of space to not use, when you're not using it. So I had this opportunity as a positive man to use my platform as a drag queen to spread awareness. I'm very fortunate for my friend Jalove that recommended me for this campaign, because he said he knew that I wanted to do more. I felt like I wasn't doing enough. And when I knew about this campaign, I said, it gave me the opportunity to do more and get out there and try to do more. I feel like every time I speak about it, it helps me. And living a more transparent life, it helps those to be able to look into my life And for those people that don't have a voice, it allows them to, deal with their own personal issues.